The writer's like, yo, come on, man. Like, what we doing here?
What's up, everybody? This is your boy C. Sands, and this is my man's over here.
J. Rose, aka Legend.
So we're gonna talk about Venom, the movie Venom that's coming out in I think November, October this year.
Why you play like that?
Anyway,
Venom coming out in November, starring Tom Hardy as Venom himself.
Yeah, Eddie Brock. This movie is not gonna have no connection to anything dealing with the Spider-Man that we see in the Sony universe, from what I heard. I heard this movie
I'm hearing mixed things.
Okay.
Some people say it's connected, some people say it's not.
It says that it's associated with Marvel. That's what it says in the opening credits. So that's not. It's kind of saying that we're using Marvel themes, but we're not. It's not a Marvel connected story. At least that's how I saw it.
Well, first, let's ask the first question: do you want to connect it to Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No. I don't. It doesn't make sense. Eddie Brock is supposed to be Peter Parker's direct rival at the end of the movie, and Eddie Brock is a grown man. I don't see the connection of a grown man and a kid. I don't, unless they show Peter Parker in that universe as a grown man. But then again, I'm gonna be like, what? It's gonna be too confusing.
Well, I agree with you. I hope they don't connect. But now that to your next question is, how many universes should we have? And I think we're getting to the point where we're having too many type of Marvel universes. Some people may be getting confused, some people are not, and I think that can dilute the whole comic book movie experience pretty much.
Because like Spider-Man is one of the characters that actually dabbled a lot into the multiple universe, the multiverse theory, and everything like that. Like
actually, Spider-Man Into the Multiverse is coming out later this year as well.
Yeah, so this we're gonna have different Spider-Mans. We had already 3 Spider-Mans, technically.
This is true.
So, I mean, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Hardy. No, sorry, Tom Holland. So it's like, yeah, we already have 3 of them. So what if we had 3 of them all existing in the, I don't know, it's gonna be too much. It's too much already.
Well, if Sony was smart, they can play into the multiverse live action rather than the cartoon later down the road with adding more Spider-Man characters. But this was Sony plan before the acquisition of Spider-Man into the Marvel Universe. They wanted to have a Sinister Six movie. They wanted to have a Cat movie. They even wanted to have an Aunt May Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. type of movie. So this is what we call when a studio just wants to
shoot their shot. Shoot their shot. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to shoot their shot.
Try to get enough money to play off of a certain character. And look, the Spider-Man universe is large. The Spider-Man to DC counterpart is kind of like the Batman universe, where they have so many villains and so many storylines. You have so much.
You could do so much, you could tell so much, but there's a way.
Should you?
There's a way. That's why I was so happy when, unfortunately, Amazing Spider-Man 2 flopped. I was so happy when it flopped that I said, finally, we're not gonna get that Sinister Six movie. I saw if you look at the end of that movie, they were showing.
Gosh, wait, Rhino? I don't know what that was.
They showed Rhino. And then they showed all of the characters. Like, they weren't trying to surprise us at all. They showed us everything at the end credit. It was ridiculous.
The characters type of super suits.
The super suits.
I was not how the characters are.
No, not at all. But I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to put everything under one umbrella, under Oscorp and everything like that. He's the one making these suits and all that. I get that, but it was just like, no. And I love how they just took that character, dropped them right into the middle of Civil War, and now Marvel is taking care of that storyline. That's awesome. We got Vulture, we got the Shocker, and we got those 2 characters, and I was fine with those 2 characters.
Even with the Scorpion at the end, we think it's Scorpion, but
I mean, it's just
part of a game, possibly.
Part of a game,
but I think that was pretty dope.
But yeah, I mean, he turns his name is, I forget his name, but he is a Scorpion, so. Most likely they'll probably go that route. Hopefully they do. So let's address the elephant in the room. So I'm gonna put the link up right here. I dropped this video a couple weeks ago regarding what I thought was Carnage in the movie. When I looked at the trailer again, I realized that one is not a legitimate Sony trailer. Two, for what people were saying, and when I looked at it and did my own research, it's actually Bloodsport, and that's a character in a Resident Evil. But I looked at it and I was like, man, and he did it so good because it showed it like one of those kind of like snippets, like a character that's just emerging. I'm just like, man, you know, that would be so dope if they just run right into Carnage. Because we had these Spider-Man movies since '99, and we got Venom. Venom was whack. I mean, Venom was whack. It was Topher Grace, loved the dude, but he was whack. And I think that it would be pretty cool if we saw Venom in this movie, and we still might.
Well, I mean, Carnage.
Oh, Carnage, yeah.
Well, there was this one scene, I think it was like a hospital or something, where you seen like several other characters like going crazy. Look like they were trying to fuse with the symbiote. But my whole thing is, I don't want to see Venom fighting Carnage unless he's fighting alongside Spider-Man. I think the first time we should see Carnage, it should be in a Spider-Man film. I think some of the best Spider-Man storylines dealt with Carnage itself, and I think that's dope. But if they add Carnage to this film, I don't know. Speculation. You think it's going to do good in the box office, or?
That's a good question.
Are we going over 500 mil? Over under?
Over under 500 mil?
I see about 350.
Yeah.
Domestic and worldwide.
Yeah. Plus, the movie doesn't look appealing. First off, I mean, it has a dark twist to it.
Who's he fighting?
I don't know. He's supposed to be the villain.
So,
or the anti-hero.
I think we had a discussion before about villains being the main stars. Unless you could do it the way Thanos did it, it's not gonna work. Well, maybe it will work, but I don't understand movies that villains are the main stars. I just don't get it.
Are we gonna see a Spider-Man in this movie?
I think no. And actually, no. Yeah, you're gonna see a Spider-Man. You're gonna see glimpses of Spider-Man. Somehow they're gonna try to connect it to the MCU. I think they're gonna try to somehow, some way, try to tie it in. It's gonna be subtle, like you're not even gonna notice it. Maybe about the first viewing, but the second time you're like, oh, okay, that was from. I can see them doing that. Only to capitalize on. Because now, if we have a Venom in the MCU, you got more viewers gonna see it. But you saying that the Venom's not gonna be part of the MCU, then you got more fans like, nah, we're not gonna mess with it. Even like us two who are straight Marvel fans are looking at this movie like, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to see.
I'm excited about it. But what I do think is the same way we got Deadpool, how Deadpool is kind of like its own thing. I think Venom is going to be its own thing to the Sony universe. It's going to be the parallel to Deadpool. But what I do think we're going to see Spider-Man in this movie. But what we might see is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Speculation.
I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, so if it fails, we just attach it to that franchise.
Because to me, it doesn't make sense. When you take these two movies and you put them side by side, Spider-Man: Homecoming and Venom, they do not work whatsoever. They do not mesh whatsoever. The tone in Venom is more gritty, is more gloomy. It's just like flat. It's dead compared to Homecoming. Homecoming was bubbly and full of life and kitty and all that stuff. And I don't see Venom being that type of movie, which it's not going to be that type of movie. It's clearly going to be an action drama, that whole thing. But I believe that what we're going to see Andrew Garfield reprise his role as Spider-Man in this universe. That way, Sony is going to say, well, we're sticking with our Spider-Man universe, and we just kind of gave Spider-Man to the MCU, and there's two different Spider-Mans. I think that's what they're going to do because Sony doesn't really have a clear vision in what they want from this universe. So I think they're just going to shoot their shot, do whatever they want to do. That's what I think.
They had a better choice of choosing another Spider-Man type of hero. Maybe somebody that was introduced in the Spider-Man comic to start off this universe. Come to mind, I can't think of an actual person that could play their part, but if they started off something like that, unless they're using Venom as that person, maybe he's not a villain at all, or an anti-hero, maybe he's actually going to be the main hero, and he's going to build off on that.
Who's Venom's like villain besides Carnage?
Like I said, there's other symbiotes in the film from the trailer. It looks like there's other symbiotes, so maybe
they're gonna go. I mean, that's what Sony does. Sony takes something that we consider to be, the comics, and they just put a whole different twist. Like we were just talking about it. Rhino is not a mechanical rhinoceros and stuff like that. That's not Rhino at all. But
even if you want to do it that way, at least make him look dope.
At least you could do. It's the least you could do, but they didn't do that at all. So that wasn't the thing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to think about this movie. That's why I actually want to go see it. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by what they're gonna do with this movie. Like, I don't see this movie breaking no records. I don't see this movie being like, oh, it's gonna be talked about one of the best comic book movies of the year. Venom. Listen, honestly, Venom this movie's gonna be weird. I already know it's gonna be weird. We were just saying this off camera, but we might as well just say it here. Should Venom be in the MCU? I say no, because I just don't see his tone fitting with the MCU. I really don't want to see. I just want to see that in his own universe. I hope the movie does well, so they can continue telling stories with Tom Hardy as Venom. But I don't see them.
I say yes, because the whole connection with symbiote and the Marvel Universe, the cosmos, would be intelligent, it would be dope, it would be crazy, it would be something new. And I think Phase 4 is supposed to be all about the cosmos and things of that nature. So
That
we
makes
get
sense.
a Venom Agent Zero or something like that. I don't know. Well, that's what we have for Venom. That was our speculations, our pros and cons about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can know when we drop new stuff.